What's going on? Ryan Troy back with another video for you today. And in today's video, we'll be doing the Nikon Z7 II Eye autofocus test. Now, Manny Ortiz actually did a Nikon Z6 II Eye autofocus test, but it was back when the camera first came out, which was back in November 2020. I would say that his video was pretty straightforward, it was honest, it was fair, it was accurate. But it's one test that I feel improved since he did that with firmware updates that we had. And that test will be the one where he took the Sony, the Canon, and the Nikon, and he backed up to see how far he could go back before the camera actually lost focus, or seeing who the subject was. That is something that drastically has changed since November of 2020. So I want to showcase that as well. Now, if you know Frames TM, he actually recently did a Nikon Z6 II Eye autofocus test, and Photo Me, I recently did one as well. But it's not that much content on YouTube that I see when I was looking for my camera on the Nikon Z7 II. So I want to pretty much show that off. It's pretty much the same, but like I said, in this video, I'm going to go into 3 different tests. So first test is just going to be a basic overall of the eye autofocus. I had the subject turn around, and then when she turned back around, I wanted to see exactly where the camera was going to focus when her eye came back into the frame. On the second test, a lot of people ask, how does it do when you wear glasses? So I had the subject wear dark shades, and we can see how it tracks her eye with the shades that she has on. And with the third test is going to be the one that I was speaking about that Manny Ortiz did. Only difference is I don't have a Sony or a Canon to compare, so that's that. But I backed up to see how long it'd be before the camera would lose track of the subject. Now, one thing that I didn't do that I wish I did do is on his, he went back until it was no box at all. I just went back until it stopped putting the box over the eye. So I could have went further back. You'll see when I go back, you'll see when it finally puts the box on the eye. I could have probably went back, I would say another maybe 10-15 feet before it probably wouldn't have seen the subject at all. So maybe in a future video I'll do that, but as I said, you'll see how far I went back with this. So what we're going to do is, after I show you these tests, we're going to jump into Lightroom. We're going to see how much it hits the focus, and then how many are out of focus. We're going to see the hit rate, and then after that, that'll be it. So let's head on over. I'll show you the test, and then we'll jump into Lightroom. Okay, so here you can see we have a basic eye autofocus test with the Z7 II. As you can see, I'm using off-camera flash, and you'll be able to tell when we get into the photos, because since I was in high-speed sync, the flash didn't go off every time. I was shooting kind of fast, not giving it a chance to recycle. Now, in a little while, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn her around, so that way her eye isn't in the camera anymore, and we're going to see how long it takes for the camera to actually pick up her eye. Okay, now one thing that I will say I don't really care for is the little arrow that it gives you to go left and right on the eye. I find that distracting because I never really have time to switch it. I want the camera to give me the best eye possible. That's one gripe I have. All right, now here is when I'm about to have her turn around so we can try and see how things are different. Now, as you can see, as she did that turn, and even right here, still tracking on the eye, as she get her eye out of the frame, you will see right here how long it takes for it to pick the eye back up. Now, let's start with this test right here. As you can see, this is the first photo. The focus was on this eye right here. Let's jump into the second one. Okay, focus probably again on this eye right here. Let's go through this a little bit quick. Let's go to the one where she turned around, but I'm gonna keep zooming in on the eye just so you can see that it is still all the way in focus. Now, I was using off-camera flash, so I was in high-speed sync, and my flash, as you're gonna be able to see, okay, let's see. What do you think about this one? Do you think this nailed it, or is this just a little bit off? Probably, I would say this is a little bit off. I see more focus right here on the ear. So there go one for you. Let's try this. Okay, I see focus more right here as well. It could be a tad bit sharper, but I think it did a good job right there as well. Let's check this one. Okay, yeah, focus right here. See it? Now, this right here is where she did the turnaround, but because it was dark, I'm gonna bump up that exposure, and you can see it pretty much exposed right there for the eye. So as she was turned around, let's see what it chose to focus on. Right here on the eye again, although the eye is barely in frame. This is when she turned around real quick. Brighten that up some. And yeah, focus right there, okay? Right here, let's see. Focus once again, right here. Right here, eyes barely open, but still focused on the eye. Right here, focused on the eye. And let's see. Right here, it looks like it focused right here on this eye. And then right here, it focused on the eye as well. Okay, now with this one right here, this is the one with the shades, okay? So what we also did was we gave a lot of heavy movement. I wanted her eyes to change and everything. So as you can see, it's locking onto the shades. When it can't get the shades, if her hand goes in front of her face, puts a big box on the face, okay? I would say that it's doing pretty good tracking the eye. What do you think? Look at that, she went low, high, changing the face around still. And keep in mind, these are dark shades. Like, you cannot see her eyes in these shades. Once again, this is also off-camera flash that's going off. So yeah, she's moving. It's tracking the eye real good. I think it's doing a really good job. Okay, now let's jump into these right here with the shades on. You can tell this focused on the eye. By the way, let me go ahead on and put a little shameless plug. This right here is my presets, which my presets are still available on my website, RyanTreadPhotography.com. This will be a before and this will be an after. Now, we did use some off-camera flash. Let's jump back into what I was just talking about. All right, so this photo landed. Keep in mind that it is focusing on the glasses. Now, although you can see her eye now, keep in mind this is how it was. I bumped the shadows up, which will let you see it. So this is what the camera was actually seeing. So it was more focused on the glasses. So we want to make sure that the focus is right on there, okay? What did I just do? Okay, so here we go. Let's go to the next one. I would say that's one. That's a hit. Now this is as she was doing all of that movement now, okay? So let's see how we going. You saw how fast she was going. Boom, hit. Let's see this one. Boom, hit. Check this one out, hit. Let's check this one out, hit. Now, already as you're seeing, it's tracking the eye. Most of these shots, are all of them, we only went through one so far that missed focus and it missed it by a little bit. It didn't grab something completely, you know, out of frame. It missed it by a little bit. And these are with shades on. Every single photo I'm going to right now, it is hitting. It is hitting all of these photos. Now, I could be here forever. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that I'll leave these photos linked down in the description so you can check these out, full res photos. Check it out, see exactly what you think about it, how it's doing on the eye. Let's get into the next test. Okay, so this is the test where we're going over distance. So as you can see right here, I just have her starting right here. She's going in and out, getting a little camera movement. I have my hand half pressed on the shutter, which is allowing it to keep focusing continuously, okay? Now, at this point, you know, I'm gonna start to back up a little bit. I just wanted to make sure that my videographer was getting both of us in the frame so you can see the distance. So as you see, I'm starting to back up a little bit. It still has her eye, okay? I'm backing up a little bit more. Still has her eye. I would say that that's pretty good distance. In Manny Ortiz video, it would not have even probably had her face from the firmware was running at that time. Do you see the distance that I'm at? So now you see the box was starting to come. See, the box is starting to come at the face now as she's getting smaller in frame. So I'm gonna walk up a little bit, okay? Boom, right there on the face, right there on the eye. Once again, now as she put her head up like that for a second to put a box on it, But now as I had her lower her head down, it's back to the eye. Okay, so this will be the distance test, okay? But before I back up some, like you saw me do in the video, let's just check these ones where I was a little bit closer. You see, we're hitting. Once again, we're hitting on the eye again. All of these are pretty much in focus with her movement back and forth. Now let's get into when I started to back up, which will be like around here, okay? So this how far back we were, right? Did it hit the eye? Let's check. Okay, her eyes was closed. What about this one? Let's check the eye. Oh, okay, but I was scared for a second. Let's go in a little bit more, okay, just to make sure. I would say that's on point. This is 300% zoomed in, so I think that's a hit. Let's check this one out. Let's go into 100%. Yep, that's a hit. Keep in mind how far back I was. You know what I mean? That's a hit. Check this out. That's a hit. Wait. Oh, I got scared for a second. All right, cool. Yep, there go another hit. Let's try this. That's a hit. Now, towards the end, we saw with her, it had the box on because her eye was a little bit up. Let's see if I can find that photo, because I'm pretty sure all of these are hits right here. Like, while her eye is in frame. Let's see, yeah, all of those are hits. But she kind of had her head up a little bit more. I think it was it? Yeah, it was this one. So it couldn't really see her eye because look how small her eye was. So I put a box over her head. So let's see how that did. And look at that. Now it probably did grab a little focus on the nose right here. But I would still feel like this is a good shot. This is something I'll deliver to a client. Because like I said, her eyes was up a little bit more, and you see how far back I was. The camera couldn't really see, you know, that this was an eye, but I think it did pretty good. So overall, that's just the test right there. Okay, so thank you for watching. If you learned anything or if you enjoyed this video, make sure you leave it with a like. If you're new here, watch a couple of my videos, and if you feel like it's a good fit, then go ahead on and subscribe. Until then, I will see you in the next video. Peace.